Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is Sunday the 27th, and it's raining here. So let me know how the weather's like where you guys are. Also, welcome to my channel if you're new. We talk all things true crime here. Also, let me think. What else do I need to say? We're just going to talk about the Idaho 4 case today, and we'll probably get into it in about 10-15 minutes, and we'll let people kind of jump on. And as people come on, I'll just say hello. Give you guys some time to kind of pop on. I didn't know what time I was going to come live today or if I was going to go live, so I just decided, let's just do it at 2:15. So here we are. The computer's kind of up in the way, but that's okay. I've got my paper here. I'm going to take some notes, and then I think I'm going to put all of the notes together on a couple whiteboards, and then that way it's a little bit easier to see and decipher because it's a lot. There's a lot going on. I did drop the link in the chat box if you did want to come up on panel here later. We'll have an open panel here in a few minutes. We'll do that. So yeah, as you come on, if you are new to my channel, hello, hi, welcome. This is a channel we talk all things true crime, and we throw in a little life vlogs. Everybody talks about their life in the chat. We all do it. It's fun. So if that's something that you're interested in being a part of, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you guys could as you come in. That would be great. That way I don't have to kind of remind you. Oh, hello, Tammy. It's good to see you. I've been thinking of you. I've been praying for you. It's good to see that you're back in the chat. We do have some stuff to go over. There's just a lot of stuff out there about the Idaho 4 massacre. And so I figured we could just break down some of the videos that I kind of pulled that are newer, that I really haven't even seen. So I figured we could kind of watch them together, just discuss the case a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to take some notes and we're going to get it figured out from there. As you guys know, I've been oh, Annette isn't nice in Florida today. I bet it's nice. We have two Annettes, looks like. Annette P. She's been in the Florida area. I bet it's nice down there. It was raining earlier. It's not too cold, so I can't complain. It's 52 here, but it is really windy. So, and I'm in Ohio, so I don't have my Ohio shirts on today. Oh, you're welcome, Tammy. No problem at all. I do. So, you know how we've been kind of going over the Idaho 4 massacre case a lot on this channel, and I've been stuck on those chairs, being in front of the door or behind the sliding glass door, keeping it from being open, and when exactly those chairs were placed there and when they were removed. Because you can see it on a video on, I believe it was the 20th, it's on a video that you can see that the chairs are there, but then by the 26th, the chairs are removed and they're standing up. So I'm going to reach out to the actual police department myself. I'm just trying to figure out an email number for them. I hate to call them and ask them that, but I might have to just go to that, resort to that because, I couldn't find an email, only their tip line email, and I'd hate to flood their tip line. I'm not going to flood it with messages, but even just one message that's not relevant to a tip. I hate to do that. I almost started writing the email today, and I went back out of it, and I was like, no, just wait. So if you guys have seen their email anywhere floating around, let your girl know. If not, I'll find it by tomorrow, and if not, maybe I could just give them a call. I just hate calling people. I'm one of those people. I'll admit it. I'm the worst when it comes to calling. But yeah. So as I was saying, just if you could the video as you come in. I'm gonna grab my phone somewhere. My phone is somewhere. Oh, there it is. And I just wanted to make sure everything's going good. Actually, I'm going to grab something really fast. Move this real quick. Okay. The girl's having a little fingernail problem, so I had to grab this file really quick. Sorry. That would bother me the whole time. But yeah, so I was going to call or I'm going to write them. So, oh, thank you. Yeah, I got my Christmas tree up, and then we bought this tree the other day at Sam's Club. We were there, and I had two small trees on these tables, and I didn't really like them. And then I was like, well, I'll pull this tree in. So I grabbed that tree and I pulled it in. Well, then we went to Sam's and we saw this big old thing, and I'm like, let's get that real one. So it's like a real pine. So I don't know how like big they get or if they die or anything. So we may have to plan it at one point. Yes, like Anessa said, please just hit that like button. We've got some people in the chat. I did put on subscriber only mode, but only because I just like to not have like people just troll right in, whenever I'm talking, because it's just me and I don't have mods. So that's why it's subscriber only for like, you only have to be a subscriber for a minute to be in the chat. And then if you don't like the channel after that, you can always just unsubscribe from it. But that's why I did it, because it's just me and I don't have mods yet, even though my people are really good in the chat about letting me know, and I'm usually really quick on it. It's better just to, weed it out as we can. So, and we'll get started here in just a minute too. And like everyone said, hit that thumbs up for your girl, because I don't have mods to remind me to tell you that either. But before we get started, I do want to tell you guys, if you're new to the chat, go ahead and put your name in there if you'd like, where you're located, maybe what time it is if you're from a different country or a different part of the U.S. Than Ohio. Also, we do have a members only now button that you can join, and it should be right below me. If not, you can join on our main page. It's super fun. It's going to be a lot more videos just for members only. I'm going to have a lot of my pre-recordeds released like a day or a couple hours or 4 to 6 hours up to a day earlier. So it's just a good way to, support the channel if you like. Get my banners out, but yeah. Hello, Mystic Werewolf. Good afternoon. Hi, Miss Linda. I was watching some YouTube before I got on, but there really wasn't a whole lot on, other than I saw Zab Girl was going live at like 2:30, and I was like, really? Don't do that to me, girl. Because she has not like it, I think all my subscribers would stay here, but you know what I mean. She just has like a huge following, so. But I usually get interested in what she has to say, but so I might have to watch it later and see what she said. But I think she's going to talk about it too. Oh, the floozies from South Africa. Oh, wow. 9:27 p.m. Oh, it's 2:26 here p.m. Oh, man. I'm glad it's not 9:26 here. I'd be like, I got to go. So I got to run to the store later. My favorite store, Target. And I'm wearing this, so I'll probably get stopped by somebody in the store. Because if you wear the colors, it happens almost every time, I swear. But I usually just help people. I'm like, oh yeah, it's over here. Just go ahead. Happy Sunday, Not So Dumb Blonde. Man, I am so thirsty today. I'm gonna have to grab some more water when I'm at the store. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that, Mystic Werewolf. The Hoodie Guy's parents were interviewed by Ellie via Reddit. I have Reddit. I haven't been on Reddit in a while. I do have some stuff to bring up, though. Let me see. I usually get on there to like post some stuff, if I have like a story or anything like, pre-recorded or something like that, I can post it because I can double post. But if not, then I forget. I really do. I wonder what it would be under. If you notice, yeah, let me know, and we can always pull it up too. And I can go ahead and start playing some of the videos. I have like a ton of like tabs open, and it's because I kept like watching different like creators, or I would think of something that I want to look up. So I just have a bunch of like different videos, and I figured we just go through them, and then I could stop and pause, and we could talk through some of them. And then if we have any questions, I will write them all down, and we will figure out the answers to them, hopefully. They haven't said when the next press conference is, so that's unfortunate. I'm thinking maybe this week. But I did hear that one of the parents, I think it was Kaylee maybe, that her dad hasn't heard of anything since last Wednesday. So he was kind of discouraged. And I think I do have that video, so we can watch that one too. And then this one is, okay, let me share this with you. I'm beginning to think, like, I wonder if it would be easier if I shared, like, if I did my lives on an actual, like, computer, like, with a monitor. I'm debating on that. But for now, we're making this crap work, aren't we, guys? No, I love my MacBook. I just got it too, like, last year. It's like brand new, but I didn't know it maybe using a desktop would be easier for opening up, like, programs for you guys. So if you guys know anything about that, let me know. Anybody that's watching knows anything about all that stuff. Because I am new still to this, I feel like, even after a few years. Because in my other videos, I didn't really have to share anything. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really share, like, slides or anything like that. I didn't edit my videos at all. They were just whatever I said all the way through, because I didn't know how to stop and, edit at all. So if you want to ever check out some of my old videos, they are all still up. I've never deleted any videos of myself. And I don't plan on ever deleting them. I think that they're cute in a way, because they're like my beginnings. So I'm just going to keep them on there. And then people will know, how I transitioned into true crime as well. So this one here is, and if you know Mystic Werewolf about, like, where I can find that on Reddit, I will pull that up for sure. This came out on the 19th, but I haven't seen this. But so we went over this, I think, last night. Were these my notes from last night? I wonder, let me see. Because I was, like, looking stuff up whenever I got off the live. Yeah, I still need to figure out that private driver thing. But this one, I think, is talking about where they were located. Some of the murdered University of Idaho students were stabbed in their beds, coroner says. And I was going to play this just to see what she said or what they said. Wait, hold on. I don't want to blast this one.
What is talking about around here, Adriana, and the fact that even after all this, they still don't seem to know who committed.
Today marks 1 week since 4 Idaho college students were murdered, leaving their loved ones devastated and police baffled. CBS's Christina Ruffini is in Moscow, Idaho, with new reporting. Christina, what's the latest?
Good evening, Adriana. Just a few minutes ago, we saw the county prosecutor going in through the crime scene behind us. We asked if they had any suspects in the case. He didn't answer. He just went inside. But today we're learning the 911 call was not made by any of the 2 surviving roommates, but an unknown third party. We did speak to neighbors who were here the night of the attack and said that to hear screaming or yelling in the early morning hours of Saturday night in a college town isn't rare and wouldn't have raised any suspicions on its own. In a Facebook post, the Moscow County Police Department said the 2 surviving roommates are not considered suspects, but they are no longer in this house as it's strictly a crime scene at this point, as are all these cars you see out in front of it. Now, the coroner told CBS News all of the victims were likely killed with the same weapon, which authorities say is a military-style large knife. The murders seem to be all anyone is talking about around here, Adriana, and the fact that even after all this, they still don't seem to know who committed this grisly crime.
Christina Ruffini, thanks so much.
What is it about competition that drives?
Okay, so I was going to go ahead and play the next one, but I don't think it's a dead end. Not yet, Teddy. Don't say that too early. Oh, I know, Tammy, it's okay. I haven't really been keeping up this week, but I find it hard to believe 2 people slept through 4 murders in the same house. Yeah, I don't understand it, but there is a video out now that like shows like students partying like in a different house, like around the corner, and you can kind of hear how loud it is. I just wonder if they did hear something, but they didn't put two and two together, thinking that it was somebody in like need of something. Maybe that it was so muffled. That house could be made of like brick instead of just plywood or drywall or something. Maybe they really build it thick. I don't know. That's what I don't know how you could sleep through that. But I can't say anything because I slept through a tornado once. Like a literal tornado was out our window. Like I should be I mean I wasn't in Kansas anymore. Like it was that bad. It happened in 2018, I think, or 2019. We had a huge tornado come through where I live, and it got like half of the city, and then like parts of like the city, and then like where we live. It took out like half of the apartments. The apartment beside us, the roof actually came off of the apartment and then slammed back down. And I slept through it all. Like the dogs jumping, my boyfriend jumping out of bed because he's from LA, so he's used to earthquakes. He's not into tornadoes. And he said by the time he got out of bed, it was like just done. Like it came through that quick. But I slept through it, so I don't know. I mean, maybe you could sleep through it. Maybe they take like Tylenol PM or something like that and go to sleep. But I don't think they would because it was a Saturday night, so they were probably drinking a little bit, and they probably just passed out. But still, I understand it is kind of hard to believe that, someone could sleep through something like that. I'm almost positive there is the killer's DNA in the house, and they're waiting on the lab samples to come back. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, Jack Ashwater is his account username. Okay, through like Instagram. Okay. I don't even know if I have like Instagram here. Yeah, I do. I don't know how to search. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at Instagram on here. Okay, Jack Ashwater. This has to be. Okay, I think I found it. Let me know if this one's it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I think Teddy said, let's face it, we all have to wait for the killer to slip up at this point. The police have no forensics, nothing, which is weird. No hair or anything came off the guy. I think that maybe they're just waiting for them to come back. I'm hoping that's what it is because it's only week 2. We're like right at week 2 that it happened. Okay. Let me see if I can change like this background. I don't know how I did that, but like I don't know why it's there. We'll just make it that color. I don't know how to get it off of there. Wait, let me see. I'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, well, it looks pretty, I guess, in the background, like that color. So Jack Showalter, Indiana State University, or Idaho, sorry, Indiana's close to me. Idaho State University, 2026. Looks like fraternity. I'm guessing, is that a fraternity? Okay, and these are going to be his pictures. So he is a hunter. And this is the hoodie from is this the guy from the food truck? Yeah, he could just be a guy that hunts. I don't know. But that is him. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, my niece or my nephews and my uncle, or my brother, they all hunt, and I know that they probably have like knives and things like that because they, got their own meat or like got the deer or whatever it is and like clean it and whatever you do with all that stuff. I don't really know because fortunately I was never around it. My brother though one time first time he ever went hunting, he got a buck. And I mean he was super excited about it. He was probably like 17 or something at the time. And he's 44 now. So that was like a long time ago, pretty much. And so my mom and dad had just bought their brand new home. And it was literally brand new when we bought it. And my mom comes around the corner from work and she sees him like hunting. And he has it like like strung up in her garage. And my mom's from Philadelphia. So she wasn't used to that kind of stuff. Like, hunting and things like that. We're still really not used to it. But, I mean, it is hunting. I mean, that could be, it could be somebody that knows how to hunt. It definitely could be. Could be ex-military. Could be just somebody that collects knives and just looks up things about knives a lot and maybe Googles a lot of things. LibCom, this was University of Idaho, not Idaho State. Oh, sorry. I think I said, I first said University of Indiana, I think, and then I said Idaho. But yeah, sorry if I said Idaho State. University of Idaho. Because I almost said Indiana because Indiana is the next city, or next state over. See his following. He follows several hunters and sorority girls. Does that mean anything? I don't think so because he's in a fraternity. So who does he follow? Let's see. Wrestling, Republican beer. Can we see his? Let's see hashtags. Looks like a hunting one right here. Or this is probably just somebody else that he maybe goes to school with him. It doesn't really say. I was just looking at the hashtags that he follows. I'm not good with Instagram. I use it on my phone, so that's why I'm not good with it. Not on my phone. That's just hunting stuff, farming stuff. He's probably just from Idaho. He's people in Idaho hunt. I'm sure everybody in Idaho, if you're a male, you know what I mean? Probably a good percentage of them, I would say, know how to hunt or have been hunting at least, or I don't know. I mean, I know where I grew up, a lot of the people there, they were hunters. They they hunted. That's all they did. We actually got out of school twice a year or 2 days a year, October 1st and 2nd, because that was when I believe bow season started, or maybe it was gun season. Some hunting season started that day for us to be able to have it was an excused absence from school. And I'm sure that places like that in Idaho are the same. Because I mean, people that follow him, he's following kind of the same people there. Let's see, followers. Looks like girls. Private. Looks like I'm just maybe a girl from school. Not a whole lot of followers. Let's see. There's another girl. That must be his sister or something, or mom. VSC code. What is that? I forget what that is. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, let me show you guys this again. Sorry, guys. I thought I had the screen up, but I didn't. So I was looking, and then this one says Abby Showwater, that's his mom, but I'm trying to see what Visco is. Or How it's spelled? BSC Co. Yeah, I've heard of that, but not this. It's not the editing software. Yeah, I don't know. But that might be his mom. I'm gonna write that down just so I can remember. I don't want to like put her out there on blast or nothing. But hopefully none of these people care that I'm going through this thing. I didn't really think about that. I won't go through it too much, but it looks like mostly just people from school. A lot of girls follow him too. Like these girls, there's a lot of girls on here that follow him as well. So, and he has like as many followers as he's following. So I think that says something about him, you know. I mean, he's not like, he don't look thirsty. You know what I mean? He's not out there like, I don't know, you know, like adding a bunch of girls. But let me see. Sorry. Usually at this point, police stake out the victims' funerals and stuff. Yeah, hoping they attend. Apparently that's a power trip to attend their victims' funeral. I think that they're going to go to the vigil on the 30th. I think that there'll be a high presence of officers there. And I think that the person that did this could be there. I mean, that's unfortunate, but that's what people do. Okay, yeah. They said that they weren't interested in the hoodie guy anymore, but he still does make me a little weirded out. So, you know, see who's flying forward. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, okay. So their throats were slit. No, they were just stabbed. So their throats weren't slit. But it may have, like, he may have slipped or something. But the coroner said there was an interview done with the coroner, and she said that there was no slicing of the throats. But there was a fatal injury to each of the people in their chest area. So I'm assuming the heart area. Oh, no, that's okay, Sugar and Spice. She says she's sorry she's late. He is the victim's close by neighbor. Yeah, see, I think that maybe a neighbor could be involved. I said that I think last night and the other night. For some reason, I feel like it could be a neighbor that has access to just being able to watch them without people even realizing it. Those windows are pretty big in that house. And if they have the lights on, then you can see right in. A lot of those bedrooms didn't even really look like they had curtains to shut, like to close or anything. It just looked like you could see kind of like right in the house, especially like right in that big, the two big doors. So I'm thinking maybe it could have been a neighbor, maybe a neighbor that has a girlfriend even. So he really doesn't look suspicious. One would think. Maybe he got the passcode even by one night just being around. Maybe during the summer and they were having a party outside. People were outside sitting on that couch, partying, hanging out. Hey, dude, you want to come hang, you and your girl? And he says, oh, man, yeah. Maybe they say, we're going to go get some beer or something first. And they say, oh, this is the code. They just let anybody have it. Like, just come in when you're ready, like whenever you come back. Maybe, I could see that happening with some college kids, just throwing the code out there, like, like, hey, here it is. Like, but yeah, he is cleared. Mystic Werewolf said, but I'm still a little suspicious as well. I'm very suspicious as well. Let's see here. What else did I want to show you guys? We'll just start at the beginning. Oh yeah, I wanted to watch this with you guys. So, one of the fathers of the siblings came out and is speaking, which I'm appreciative of that. And I figured we could talk about or like watch this. I haven't watched all of it. And then I might stop and maybe ask a question or something while we are watching it though. But this is the father of Kaylee Gonzalez, and this is her siblings also. So that's what we're going to watch. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's pretty new. I believe it just came out like last night or this morning. It looks like 7:15 a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and hopefully it's not too loud. Let me turn it down a little bit.
How you guys doing?
Me, it's not real yet. I'm a bit in denial. Me, it's not real yet. I'm a bit in denial. I'm hoping for justice. That's why I'm trying to switch myself into that mode to try to find some justice. That's where I'm at.
I get it. Steve, Olivia?
Yeah, I just know my sister, she was a hard worker, and just sitting in my bed and crying myself to sleep isn't gonna do her any justice. And that's not what she'd want me to do. She'd want me to stay active and doing what I can to spread her message and hope that we can find this suspect or suspects. And that's how I feel.
I get it. I get it. She's got a great smile. We keep showing that picture. I know your family's been frustrated with the investigation so far, understandably so. Here we are a week and a half out and really not much information about this. Does not appear to be a suspect. Tell me, Olivia, what specifically you've been frustrated with, because you did your own work here. For instance, you found video of the food truck, for example, where two of the victims were seen the same night as this killing.
Yeah, I would say, I think that obviously this is extremely personal for us, and we treated it that way from the very get-go. I know how valuable those first 48, 72 hours are. And I can only hope that the police also know how valuable that is, and that they have a lot of information there that just isn't public right now. I will say the one lingering frustration I have is the timeline. I know it's semantics, but my sisters got home at 1:56. It wasn't 1:45. I know it might not seem significant, but when we're looking for camera, when we're looking for dash footage, when we're looking for any of those things, I do feel it is valuable, and they did get home at 1:56. It was not 1:45.
Right. Well, there's one detail there. Kaylee's mother has said she believes that the suspect, the killer, is someone Kaylee knew very well, and that the killer might even be at the vigil. Remarkable. I wonder, Steve, do you share that view?
It's speculation. My daughter was very popular. It seemed like everyone that I talked to said she knew everyone. They had parties. They were college kids. They were about to graduate. Yeah. So somebody could have partied in the house and got an idea or got the confidence to pull that off.
Steve, this question of a stalker, and I'm very conscious with this story of how many rumors have been circulating, and a lot of those rumors turn out to not be true. But Stephen, this discussion of the possibility she may have had a stalker, have police been able to stand that up, or not? They seem to be knocking that down.
Yeah, it seems to be knocked down. Obviously, any of that information would be new to us as well. Kaylee FaceTimed me. She didn't call or text. She FaceTimed me for literally hours, almost every single day. And she was extremely cautious. She was very vigilant. I think that she really would have noticed something, and she would have said it to us. She wasn't, scared to get us involved in her life in any capacity like that.
I know you're frustrated with how much and how information, developments in the investigation are being shared with the public. Are they sharing anything with you that they're not sharing publicly, in light of the fact that this was your sister, this was your daughter?
I'm not getting anything. They're not sharing much with me. I know that there's a separation in duties there. They do have the FBI now, so I don't know how much the individuals that I'm talking with, which are the local, are actually exercising their different jurisdictions. I think they might not know a lot because, they have briefings, and if they haven't had a briefing, they probably don't know exactly what's going on.
Hi.
Happy anniversary.
For what?
Every year you're with us, you get $50 toward your home deductible. It's a policy perk for being a Farmers customer.
Really? Do I have to do anything?
Nothing.
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 Nothing?
Nothing.
That really is something.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks. See ya.
May I have a balloon too?
Sure. Your parents have maintained a Farmers home policy for 12 consecutive months, right?
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
I think it kind of blows the normalcy out of the water here.
A miraculous Thanksgiving rescue at sea. After a Carnival cruise ship
murders of 4 University of Idaho students stabbed to death in their sleep. And there is still no suspect, no murder weapon believed to be a fixed blade knife. We know that investigators are poring over more than 260 digital submissions of photos and videos from the public sent to an FBI link. And here to give us some perspective on this case, Tracy Walder, former CIA officer and FBI special agent. Tracy, always good to see you. Thank you for being on the show.
Good to see you too, Natasha. Thank you.
And we know that investigators say that they have not ruled out more than one attacker. And the father of Kaylee quoted as saying that the killer was sloppy, that they left behind a mess of evidence. If this is the case, can you give us some insight into why we don't have a suspect yet?
So I think that that's a good question. I think the reality is we may actually have a suspect. However, law enforcement wants to ensure that they have all of the evidence in place because to Kaylee's father's point, there is a lot of evidence and there is a lot of leads that they have. And the reality is it takes a long time to comb through all of that forensic evidence, no matter how high profile this case is. You have biological evidence, you have digital evidence, you have all of that evidence that has to be poured through and has to be done so systematically. So I obviously do not know if they actually have a suspect, but law enforcement may have their sights set on someone at this point.
Interesting. And the Idaho State Police quoted as saying that there does not appear to be any forced entry. What do you make of this?
So I make several things about that as a former college student myself and as a college professor now. You know, I think a lot of times we take safety for granted, and a lot of times we leave doors open at all hours of the night. I don't necessarily know that that was unusual in this place from what I understand from interviews that I've seen.
How many of you guys, and I don't want to in your lifetime, don't have to say now because I don't want anyone to come break in your home, but like how many of you guys have maybe in the past left your doors unlocked, or even now? Just how do you guys do? Do you guys do that? Do you guys are you the type that lock your doors every night and lock every window? Or are you guys more the type that, maybe you let your window be open overnight, but you'll always lock your doors? I'm just kind of curious how different places, because we're all kind of from somewhere else, how other countries even, how you guys go, in the UK. I know we had somebody, we had someone in here earlier from South Africa. I don't know if they're still in here, but I know in Ohio, when I was younger, growing up, from probably 9, I don't know when I was before 9, so I don't remember that, but I think we locked our doors then. But from when I was 9 to when I was probably 20, 22, maybe, we never locked our doors out of my parents' house. My parents never locked their doors. But I don't know if it's because we lived between 2 officers, we had a statey on one side and a sheriff or something on the other. And maybe they just felt really comfortable, or maybe my dad I know he had a handgun growing up, so maybe he just felt like he felt safe. But I never do it now. My door, I lock it up like Fort Knox in here. You ain't coming in. I have doorbell cams. I have cameras in my home, but Jenny Perry says, I always lock it. Fort Knox, yeah, it always have, yeah. I am in Northeast Indiana. I do know a lot of people who did it, especially in the smaller towns. Yeah, and that's why I grew up in a smaller town in Ohio. And I think that in smaller towns, they don't think that trouble can happen. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't think that anybody can come inside of your bubble, like when you live in a small town like that. And unfortunately, you can. Oh yeah, San Diego. I would always lock my doors if I lived in San Diego. Locked always. Okay. So I was just wondering because I have a feeling that if those chairs weren't placed in the door by the people that lived there to lock the door that way, I could just see that like back door being open, like unlocked. If the front door locks with the keypad, as long as it was shut, they would have to know the combination to get into the front door, but you could exit out of that door. And I don't really know how hard it is to, figure those codes out if they're old and they're kind of worn down and you can kind of see maybe what the code is, but you could always be spying on somebody. And I mean, there's ways to look, and zoom in on people. The way that people have phones now, binoculars, things like that, you can find that code out. And I'm sure that they probably just told people too. Is about half and half. Yeah, that's good though. It's always good to have a place where you feel like you don't have to do that. But I want to just ask that question.
This was sort of your typical college, I guess, party house, if you will, and people came in and out really at all hours of the night. And so I suspect that whomever came in entered on sort of that second floor or the first floor, I guess, if you're looking at ground level, first floor and then second floor, through that sliding glass door that you see a lot of times in the news clips. And so I don't make too much of it in that many people do not lock their doors.
Yeah, and we know that the FBI, when asking for the public's help, mentioned 2 locations they're particularly interested in, downtown Moscow and then the Sigma Chi house as well. Can you tell us what type of evidence would be on this digital link and what specifically are they going to be looking for as they comb through those files?
So what that sounds to me is that the FBI is actually working backwards, which makes a whole lot of sense, retracing movements backwards from when they entered the home, from when the victims entered the home, to where they really spent sort of the last hours of their evening. So really what they're looking for is Ring doorbell cameras. And to take that one step farther, they're not just looking at the Sigma Chi house or just at a specific place in downtown Moscow. They are probably looking at Ring cameras throughout the location, leading them all the way back to the house where the murder happened. So that way they can see what cars are coming in and out, what people are coming out in and out on foot. I mean, we have to remember folks who just lived a baseball throw, away from this house said that they didn't hear anything. And so I really think that digital evidence is going to be very, very critical in retracing the killer's steps backwards.
Right, and it's not just this digital evidence. We know investigators have more than 1,000 tips, Idaho's governor committing more than $1 million to the investigation, and 45 FBI agents, more than 45 on the case. So as you are tracking this case so far, is there anything in particular that stands out to you in this moment in time that you think requires more investigation?
Sure. One of the things that I sort of heard mentioned today was from the coroner, and that all of the victims were not necessarily in bed when they were attacked, and all of the victims were not necessarily on their respective floors in the rooms.
Okay, so she just said, I'm going to play that back a little bit. Because it kind of goes back to, I don't know if I can find where.
That they slept in.
It kind of goes back to where I was talking the other day about the letters correlating, with the victims.
When they were attacked, and necessarily in bed when they were attacked. I sort of heard mentioned today was from the coroner, and that all of the victims were not necessarily in bed when they were attacked. And
okay, so that could be why that is still, I think I have it. No, let me see. I remember I tried to keep it. I did. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to share this one more time because we do have some other people in the chat. So I'm going to share this picture one more time, and then we're going to rewind that one more time, and then we're just going to play it on through. But she says that respectively, maybe the victims weren't found in their beds. Not all of the victims were found in their beds. So if that's the case, and she's, like a profile or whatever, if she's talking like she knows what she's talking about, then that could be why I'm seeing, this in the bed here with Ethan and, Zaina in bed one, and they're number 1 and 2. And there's the picture here. And then you got Kaylee in the master bedroom. And then you got Madison, Maddie over here in number 4. And you see the beds here, 3 and 4. They're not in the beds. They are off of the beds, one is closer to the window here, and then one is almost closer to the sliding glass door here. So maybe, maybe I was right with something. Maybe I was getting something there. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm still thinking that. I just can't get that part out of my head. So, yeah, that's what I think, maybe. But you guys let me know maybe what you think. And let me go back to where we were at.
All of the victims sort of heard mentioned today was from the coroner, and that all of the victims were not necessarily in bed when they were attacked, and all of the victims were not necessarily on their respective floors in the rooms that they slept in.
Now, that I don't know. Because it was Kaylee that had the dog, and I think she slept in the master bedroom, right? So these two people didn't switch bedrooms. And unless Zaina and Ethan slept in a different bedroom maybe that night than what she usually sleeps in, I don't know why they would do that, but that would be the only way it would make sense. I don't get it. Like, because I think that these ladies are in the right bedrooms, right? Yeah, see, Tony, that's the first time I heard that too, was today, like earlier today. But I didn't even think about it. I was too busy thinking about the people weren't in bed. They were like, I'm sorry, people. I want to say that's not victims, but sorry, I should be calling them victims, But they didn't find the victims in their beds. They only found what I thought was Ethan and Zaina in their beds, but I'm not sure. Hi, Miss Kelly. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is something that we need to be looking at more closely, but we'll see. Yeah, that's just strange.
Interested in terms of following up a little bit more in regards to that. For example, I don't think that this was some kind of a burglary. The killer obviously had intent, and really what's coming more and more, I think, to a head here is that there was some kind of target involved in that. The killer entered in on that first floor, then went up to the second floor. We know that 2 victims were found on the second floor, 2 victims were found on the first floor, and then the 2 on the ground floor were alive. And I think that is interesting, and that means that someone had to walk up those stairs to intentionally put themselves out there to be potentially caught, or to make a noise to cause someone to stir to look for someone. And so I would really want to know who was on those floors, what were they doing, who were they texting and communicating with, and what were their movements like?
Yeah, absolutely. Always appreciate the context and insight. Tracy Walder, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
At Addiction Recovery Care,
Sorry about that. So she said, that they might not have been found on their respective floors, and some of the victims, they might not have been found in their beds. So my theory is maybe when something was happening. Okay, so Zaina had defensive wounds, her dad said. And even on some of the corners when she's talking like about the reports, I believe she even said that one or more of them had defensive wounds. So what if the person that did this broke in either the front door or the back sliding glass door? They go to the second floor, which, if they go back in the sliding glass door, they're automatically on the second floor, or they either take the steps right up, thinking maybe that downstairs basement is like a full living room basement, no bedrooms. Maybe not even thinking that, just going straight up. So they go up to the second floor because that's where the living room is and the kitchen area is. So even if you've been to that house for a party, you may have came in that back door and only seen that top to where it looks like there's nothing really below you. You just see, you're in the living room and the kitchen when you're up in the second floor. So what if they go after Ethan first, because he's the man, Zaina wakes up, and that's what gives her a minute to kind of defend herself almost, because she has that extra minute because she has Ethan there. I don't know. That's what maybe I'm thinking. And then maybe the girls were upstairs. Maybe they were together at one point in one of their bedrooms or something. And maybe that's shown by having their personal belongings in there. Maybe like one of them left their purse and their cell phone in one of the other girls' bedroom because they were calling, back and forth to some boys or one boy in particular. I don't know. And then maybe they heard him coming up the stairs and one ran one way, one ran the other way. They were both trying to get out. That's why they're both one's in front of the sliding door. The lettering is anyway, is purely speculation. And then the other, the number is correlated to where that window is. There's a window right there. So that's my guess so far. The type of person that would do this, I don't know. I think that he's like mid to late 20s. Personally, that's just my thing. Maybe he collects knives. I don't know. Maybe that's why he probably had them handy. He probably didn't go out and buy this for this. I don't see this person being really that prepared, even though he's gotten away with it for 2 weeks. I just still don't see that being a prepared, really attack. Yeah, see, and if you go into that back door, you would think, look, there's a kitchen, living room, and even if you did think go downstairs, you would think maybe it's just like a basement area, like not a bedroom area. Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right, Tony. He said, I agree with you. If I broke into rear sliding doors, I would not have anticipated first floor basement had bedrooms, especially the first floor having a large 3-pane window, not typical of bedrooms. Yep. Yeah, and you would think that was just like I would think that was like a basement, like living room area. A lot of people have that in their homes, so that's what I would think. And then the Idaho police revealed why they believe Moscow murders were a targeted event. And this is like a 2-minute video. I think this came out the 26th. So this came out. What's today? 27th. So this came out yesterday. And I will play this. Whoops. Oh my, the thing's up. My webcam thing. Did they break in, or if they're known to them, they could have incorrectly or innocently let them in, not exactly the person's snap. That could, yeah. They could have let them in. We never thought about that. There is no forced entry. They could have known the person. Even from the neighborhood, like they know them from the neighborhood. They like look out the peephole. They say, oh, it's just so-and-so. Or they look out the back door and they say, oh, it's just so-and-so. You never know. I'm like super Christmased out in this room, I feel like. I just like looked down, I'm like, wow, look at all these Christmas decorations. I got my little gnome down here. Oh, and my boyfriend found me some more yesterday. Gnomes, so I'm excited. Let's see. What was I going to share with you? I was going to share this with you. Yeah, so let's share this, and we will see what's going on with what they're saying. The police are saying as of right now. And let me know if you guys have seen these or anything.
We are proud to have been named the world's #1 for both rivers and oceans.
It's gonna
They
just
say
give
when you
us a
reach the top,
commercial
there's
for
only
a
one way to
minute,
go.
so I'll just turn it down.
We say that way is onwards.
Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
It didn't appear that there was any force entry into the residence or their survivors of this.
Oh, great, he's
And as well
low.
as any evidence internally at the scene
It's up all the way, guys.
that has led detectives to believe and continue to believe that this was probably happening. I think the second part of that question is that it was also stated that there's no threat to the community, and so I can address that as well. I believe when that statement was made, the chief was at the scene, and I think the intent of that at that time was to let the community know that it wasn't believed that there was an active person running around campus, running around the community, attacking people and killing people with a knife. So I think that was the intent then. The message probably wasn't clearly altered and changed to let the community have an update of what was really going on. And so I think that caused some confusion and some fear, and rightly so. When people don't have that information, then you kind of fill in the blanks. So the chief, and this is a 30 person department, so essentially 30 people were working that crime scene, including the chief and all command staff. And so when that happens, the media and the public communication side of it, slips a little bit by the wayside. And so recognizing that there were, things that needed to be addressed, additional investigators, additional testing that would be needed for the scene, and as well public communication. They asked for resources. And so now we have a public information team. We're working to make sure the information that we put out is accurate, it's thorough, and then as well as vetted. And so the information we put out, we want it to be correct for the community so they have an understanding of what's going on. The family members, what they say, that's up to them. The information that we try to release is the best of our ability, vetted and accurate and correct, and as well to protect the integrity of the investigation. So, that's totally understandable, but he would want to make things, and that's up to him. It's fine.
I wanted to share something else with you guys. I was trying to find a video of like the first, like one of the first videos they showed. So I don't know if this is going to be it or not. This was on the 14th. So I was just going to play it really quick. I don't think it's only a minute long. I'm just trying to see the house, but I don't know if it'll show me. So.
Now, the Moscow Police Department is actively investigating the homicide of 4 people found dead in a home near the University of Idaho. Krem CBS 2 News reporter Janelle Finch has the latest details.
I've been here in Moscow on scene since about 3 p.m. Since I've been here, I've watched Moscow police cars come in and out of this neighborhood, where officials found 4 people dead. Neighbors say they began noticing police cars flood the area around 12 p.m. today. Moscow police say they responded to a call here on King Road for an unconscious individual. Upon further investigation, officials found 4 people dead. While police investigated the scene, the University of Idaho enacted a shelter-in-place alert as university officials reported a homicide near campus. As we've stated, that alert is lifted at this time. Neighbors say most people living in this area are a part of U of I Greek life or are students, but we do not know the identities of those involved or who lives at the residence.
Okay, that wasn't what I needed. I was trying to find that drone footage of like, when they're like going around the house. I'm trying to find like footage like that. Maybe there'll be something on the Idaho Tribune. Let me share this with you, so you're not just staring at me going through Twitter. That's not very much fun. So there's one. This was November 22nd. I'm trying to go back a little bit. I was going to show you that too. And that's the video. And I don't know if anybody had anything, like, I don't know if anyone saw this, but she does pay with her card or her phone. This might be a better angle. Because we were like talking about this last night. People were saying that she didn't pay for their food and stuff like that. And you can see she's doing something with her phone right now, trying to figure it out. Like, see, I think he just like cancels it, and then she's doing it again because she just maybe messed it up. And then she taps. It looks like she taps her phone on the machine here in a second, like she's paying for it. And I think she has one of those phone wallets that like shut. But I'll have to double check because this video is a lot better than the one that we were watching the other day.
Enjoy. And it looks like
I'm just going to rewind.
It's amusing though. It's fun to watch other people be miserable. Have a good night. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I think I would like the carbonara.
Okay.
But if I have like a free grub tuck on my like app.
Oh, yep. So what you want to do is we'll actually do this. There you go.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
How many more do you need? That's the second one? Awesome.
Dawn's mom. Oh, wait. Yeah, one more.
Maybe
Here.
I didn't have a free one.
It's right here.
And then what was the next?
Don't forget to remove the
The
spoon.
carbonara.
The carbonara Mac of the week.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
Excellent. And then click see rewards.
Enjoy.
And it looks like you do not quite have enough points yet.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I do have a big burrito pork here for you.
Cool. Thank you.
Order 78. Thank you very much. Where'd the pen go, guys? Where's my pen? How are you guys doing?
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Be prepared, Derek.
It's because I try not to forget my mom. It's a good reason.
That's
right here.
And then what was the next?
Don't forget to remove the
The
spoon.
carbonara.
The carbonara Mac of the week.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
Excellent. And then click see rewards.
Enjoy.
And it looks like you do not quite have enough points yet.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I do have a big burrito pork here for you.
Cool. Thank you.
Order 78. Thank you very much. Where'd the pen go? Okay.
It's because I try not to forget my mom. It's a good reason.
That's smart, Derek. It's probably good to not lose your wallet. Guys, fuck yeah, great ticket times. Honestly, like Luke, Tebow, really solid. Order 85. Thank you.
Can I do the big burrito? But I'm gonna really put it on some cheese sauce. Can I get it with that? That's Chipotle slaw.
Yes, you absolutely
And
can.
then
No
without
salt.
the onion salsa.
No salt.
So that's what I think that they're doing. They're just giving them their ticket and then they get their food. Yes, very, very scary. Hobo equipped to handle this kind of tragedy. I don't think the local popo. Yeah, I don't think so either. And I'm glad that the FBI is involved. And the FBI, when they come into a case, I feel like they should just be full right. Like, always be the first one involved. Like, they should be doing the talking, the press conferences, handling the evidence, preserving the evidence, collecting it, making sure it goes to the right places, all of it. When it's such a high-profile case like this one, I feel like the FBI should come in and take full accountability for it all and do their job, because it's. I hate to say it, but on the press conferences, it looks like, for the first 10 minutes, it's like a shout out contest. Like this person's helping, this person's doing something, this agency. It's like we want to see results. Okay. Talk about your agencies at the end or whatever, you know what I mean? But we want to know what's going on. Like, it looks like the hoodie guys greeted them while walking. I think maybe he does say something to him. This kind of weirded me out too, but everyone said that he was kind of cool, but I don't know. Let me see what else I was going to show you guys in here. There was a okay. Look at all that stuff down here. Like, why haven't they like done anything with this? Like, I know it's just trash, probably, but you know what I mean? Like, what if they put the murder weapon in there? What if the, like, I mean, literally, I've seen criminals do dumber shit than that. Like, really, what if he was running out of there? Like, okay, you know, he's trying to peace out and get out. Like, obviously, we saw the other day they had like a tire impression or something, skid marks, like from somebody maybe going fast on the pavement. What if he didn't just have like, say, like my little fingernail files and he just slid it right into the trash can when he was going out? What if it? I mean, seriously, like that would be some dumb, stupid stuff to be happening. Like that would just be like ridiculous. If later on, you know. Yeah, Mystic, you're right. VHS sample. Oh, I like that. I like your name. That's cute. Oh, and I like your little emoji. I find that kind of weird that the guy with the hoodie left right after them. Yeah, I still feel like he's a little off. He did go to the right and they did go to the left. And I heard that there was a car there waiting for them. And I still have not figured out what a private driver is. Other than we talked about this last night on my live, the only thing I can come up with is if you know, when you get into like an Uber or a Lyft, and if you have like a really cool driver and they think you're a cool passenger and you are saying like, maybe you're going to work that day. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, well maybe if you need like a ride to work, they'll give you like maybe their personal number or their card and they'll do it like off the books. They'll like take you home for cheaper or take you to work wherever cheaper. Maybe one of the girls knew this person like that. And that's what they were doing, because I don't know what it means by private driver. That's what I just don't understand. Yeah, it is heartbreaking. It really is. They should just be out being able to enjoy themselves, and just be college people, college kids. It's really, really sad. Let's see. I'll play this through again, and I will. I'll be right back to you. then there was like another one. Shoot, I keep going back. Let me see. There was another one I was going to show you guys. It's kind of eerie. Oh, not this one, but I did want to show you this because this came out the other day, the 24th, and a lot of people were saying like the house itself was a known party spot, but I think that it was the area is what they mean, not the actual house. And then also, if you guys just are now joining us and you love all things true crime, please subscribe to the channel and, leave a comment where you're from, what you like to do. We're just hanging out, just going over the Idaho 4 case, kind of just debunking some things. Just going through some other videos that we haven't really looked at before and just kind of going from there. And I do appreciate you guys liking the video. I really do appreciate that as well. It just gives it does get it out into the algorithm. That way more people can enjoy the content. And it just helps my channel grow. So I love that. I love a growing channel. So this says area where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered was known party spot. Taxi driver says that's where people go to get drugs. The section of Moscow, Idaho, where 4 University of students were murdered earlier this month is a known party spot. It says the section, so not the actual house. Says a local taxi driver who added that that's where people go to get drugs. Our reporters on the ground just days after the murders could hear loud revelers next door to the home where investigators continue searching for clues. And that's what I was going to show you in just a minute. Speaking with the Idaho Tribune, a local taxi driver claims that the area where the 4 University of Idaho students were murdered is a known party spot, adding that that's where people go to get drugs. I used to drive people there all the time. It's a known party spot. Everyone knows that's where people go to get drugs. And this is their house here. It just shows you like a map. Looks like I don't even know how to spell this. Wallanita Drive. It turns into Taylor Avenue. I used to live on a King Road when I lived in the hospital. And then this is, I just saw this the other day. This is the back of their house. This is the downstairs area. So y'all can see that these people weren't messing around with the party scene. That's a lot. That's a lot. But that's also a table set up, looked like for beer pongs. They probably just threw their cups under there when they were done. Jeremy Reagan, a law student. There we go. A law student who lives near, and I believe that's the guy that was, that's the neighbor that they had on TV. Jeremy Reagan, a law student who lives near the home where the murders took place, told Fox News that the victims would often have gatherings and added that people went in and out of the house pretty frequently. There were parties that were kind of loud, says Reagan, as I would take my dog in and out to go to the bathroom, and I would see people in the windows almost every night, probably 4 or 5 nights a week. It was kind of a party house, but then again, the whole neighborhood is a party neighborhood. And you have to think, if you have, 4 people that live there, or 5 people, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 people, and they all have one person over. You're already got a full house. 10 people. That's 10 people. I mean, you're going to have at least a dozen kids in and out of the house, I would say, on the regular. Yeah, that's why the FBI was created for something like this. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then it says there was parties. There was kind of like, oh yeah, we read that. Sorry. This could take forensic detectives' job, this could make forensic detectives' jobs more difficult, as there could be dozens, possibly hundreds of samples of DNA left over from previous gatherings. And that's what we kind of said yesterday on the live, especially with fingerprints. If they're not directly in blood or on the body or on something like on the person somewhere, or in blood, literally, or their saliva, it's going to be very hard to pinpoint that person being there at the time of the crime, because these kids, like I said, and everyone said, they had people going in and out. I don't see them polishing, stuff up. to not have dust or fingerprints on it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I can see that being very true. And then I was going to show you this video here. You can actually hear people just partying down the street like nothing happened. Yeah, it is. Okay, sorry. I'll play it again. Yeah, so that was like another video I want to show you guys. Just kids are still doing what they do because they feel like they're invincible. When you live in a small town, you believe that too. Let me see what else I have up here to show you. If there's anything too much. Let me see if there's anything that I missed on like Twitter or anything like that. That way, I'll stop the camera. That way, you don't have to see me just put my head down. No, doesn't look like there. Let me see here. And then also, if you guys would like to follow me over on Twitter, I do have a Twitter. It's at @titanium_built. I'm trying to grow my following over there. I do post a lot over there, actually, especially cases and stuff like that. Something comes up, but I can hurry up and retweet. It's easier for me to retweet something than to do a whole video. Someone wants to know about the house. Okay, yeah, I don't really see anything. I'm looking on Twitter. I don't really see anything there. Yeah. And then I don't know. I just like that. So what are you guys' thoughts on the other guy at the food truck with the tan shirt, the big guy? What are your thoughts on him? Do you think that he could have had anything to do with this stuff? I don't know. He rubs me the wrong way when he went on there and was saying stuff about the girls. I wish I knew his name so I could look it up. Let me see. Let me think if I can find it. Maybe if you search Google. Let's see. And if you guys know where it's at, let me know. I'm just trying to find that interview with him. I forget what his name was. Someone just asked for this image. I found. Let me just read. Let me see. I'm trying to figure something out. Sorry, guys. It's actually about this case. So there's another person that's wanting to know if I could find a certain picture, and I found it. I'm just trying to figure out how to direct message them because I'm really bad about this kind of stuff. I don't really know how this stuff works. Like, do I need to follow them first? Maybe. Or if any of you guys know how to do that. I'm like, how do I write this person? Because like, this might be really important. Maybe if I just put it online. I hate computers, guys. I think it would be, it would be a little easier. Okay, I did it, I think. Guys, I think I did it. We'll see. Okay, sorry about that. I think we did it. I don't really need to follow up. Okay, so big guy was interviewed and cleared. Don't know his name. He's just known as the big tan hat guy. Yeah, he just, the only thing with him, like, that made me weary was that the way he just treated the girls. Like, he was like, ew, they're drunk. The way he just said certain things, it just had me, I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way. And I don't believe that for a second that, I believe that he thought maybe that guy with the hoodie was going home with them girls that night, and that he was trying to piggyback off of him and go home with them as well. That's my personal opinion, and I think I'll roll with that one. I just have a feeling that's what. Why else would he just randomly walk over to this guy that looks like he's with these two pretty girls that are like half lit, 3 sheets to the wind, like, and there's nothing wrong with that because they college kids and also, they should be able to be doing that stuff. But I just feel like he could have been just a little, I don't know, maybe not involved, but I think that he definitely was trying to maybe get with one of the girls that night. I think that might be all I have. Let me see. I have a message about it, but it might not be important. Nope, it's not important. And then I will show you this though. There's a picture of the side of the house right here, and you can see the window. One of these windows is probably the one right here. So this went like right here, the bedroom too. I think that could be one of the, like, maybe both windows are right there. Because it doesn't really show anything here. That's the step. So that's going to be the window. And then that's going to be the sliding door on the side. Okay, so we've already figured that out. He could have been just checking that the other guy wasn't harassing him. Yeah, I guess that is true. That is true. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. Yeah, I'm just looking at this like, and then like, I don't know, this picture still gets me because like the screen is just sitting out there, like hanging out. I mean, if there's a screen on the ground, right? Like y'all can see the screen, right? Let me get me off. So yeah, they haven't told us yet what's going on. But like I said, anyways, I am going to get off here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff to the channel. It really does help my channel grow. Join the membership. It's going to be fun. It's cool to do. And we do, if you are a member, you actually have seen this shirt recently, but not on me. So if it looks familiar, that's why. But I will see you guys in my next video. And what did you say, Mystic Girl? If every bedroom in that house had a floor AC vent, maybe Xana or Ethan's blood went through that and came out. That explains the blood running down outside. That could be it. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, that's a good. That is good reasoning. And then these guys are just looking on the front too. I noticed this, so maybe there was something to that front door, you know. Especially because it was left, you know, open a little bit. So let me know in the comments if you guys like morning, afternoon, or evening lives. Just put it in any of the comments below, and then I will get them. So that way I can kind of see where everyone's at. But love you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. And thank you for spending a little bit of your Sunday with me. And go enjoy the rest of your day. Don't eat any more turkey because it's Sunday. It might be bad. No, I don't know. But bye, guys. Have a good day. See ya.